Hello and welcome to Gameaholicspodcast, episode 9. I am your host, as always, Kickler, here joined by very zesty co-host, Archer. Archer,
Zesty.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What the hell is zesty?
Zesty is like spicy, citrusy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
big facts.
so it's going to go along with our beer of the week.
I
That's
like
kind of how I introduce you is...
Yeah. I'm
Whatever.
on that wagon right now with the citrus.
Anyway, guys, we finally got our sticker in. So I know last week we kind of introduced our other products that we brought, and Archer's going to take it away talking about the sticker.
What's up, guys? So this sticker, it feels good. It's a good vinyl that they made it out of. I think it's 4x4.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what we're
kind of
thinking.
big.
Yeah. The cuts are wavy a little bit. I like the look of it, and it turned out really good. No blur in it, really. It's gonna look good in a car window.
Yeah, it's just our logo, and like Archer was saying, it's kind of got like a organic edge to it. It's not exactly straight circle. It's real nice, and it'll fit good on, like Archer said, a car window or
Your gaming console?
back of your laptop.
Anywhere.
A
On
keg.
Your wall? Oh, a keg. That'd be big.
All right. And this week, we are drinking Bud Light Orange. So that's where the zesty came from.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Okay, that's
tell
where I heard
everybody
the zest.
Yeah,
Zesty
yeah.
orange. I was like, where the Alright.
I figured it was fitting.
It was. I knew what the word meant.
You forgot.
Yes. Alright, well, yeah, beer of the week, Bud Light Orange. So, Budweiser was founded in 1982, and Bud Light came with it because it's their light beer. I would say Bud Light gets drinking more than Budweiser.
I would too. That's definitely what you see at sporting events and stuff.
And like with Coors, I prefer Coors Light over Coors Banquet. So, I don't know.
I feel like
beers are
lighter
better.
beers are a lot more popular than
I don't
some
know
of the
why.
harder stuff.
But,
At least here in the States.
yeah, for sure. It was brewed in Texas. The orange flavor released in 2018, so it's pretty new. So, this is kind of funny. I've never been a big fan of Bud. And it
Alright.
sounds like a lot of people ain't, because on rateabeer.com they have a 1.2 rating.
Out of 5?
Out of
10?
5.
All right, that's pretty low.
Some of the comments are funny.
If
you
they
wanna
were
get to them.
in college, that would be a flunking grade. 'Cause that's below 50%. That's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
bad.
really bad.
Poor Bud. But they do make the best Super Bowl commercials.
Yes, I agree. The Bud Night.
I like the Budweiser ones with the Clydesdale horses. They're always so sad, but they're good ones.
I like the Bud Night ones.
Oh, the Bud. Yeah, I
yeah,
like
the
that
guy
too.
in the full armor and going around.
I just seen a commercial and it was funny as shit. Because they just released like a Bud Light Bold or some shit like that. And it had like the regular Bud Night. And he's like, oh, we're not going to party. You don't need to come. And then they go outside and they got the Bud Light Bold Night and he's huge.
That's awesome.
Cool. Oh yeah, we gotta drink it first.
Yeah,
My
we
bad.
gotta taste this. All right, I'll open mine first
Yeah,
to
and
take the
let's
first swing.
pop that top off.
Nice. It smells like Capri Sun.
Oh, that smells really good, actually.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I just tried to smell it again, but
You're
not
sniffing
up to
the
my-
mic. It's a very subtle taste of orange. This is quality content for an audio podcast.
I don't know.
I don't
subtle.
hate it, but I don't love it.
It tastes a lot like orange. They nailed the orange for sure.
See, I think it's very subtle in the orange.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm chewing on an orange peel right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You were complaining about last week's being super bitter, and this week it's like chewing on an orange peel. Maybe my taste buds are messed up.
Yeah, maybe. That one's... I like it, actually. I could probably drink it all day.
Last week, guys, the Goose Island beer, I loved it. I drank the whole thing.
I drank 2 sips out of it. I
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
we ended the podcast, and he legit looked like he hadn't even touched it.
I was like, I'm good.
I liked it. I would be down to drink more Goose Island. Like, I want to try all their other flavors. That's my favorite one that we've done so far.
Dude, I just couldn't get past that. Like, the aftertaste was way good. But that first part was like, oh my god.
I didn't think it was bitter at all.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do that. That thing clapped my cheeks.
All right. Anyway, moving on to news and updates. We're recording a little early, so there's not a ton going on. And at the end, we'll throw it over to future Kickler if anything else came out. But the first thing that I thought was pretty cool is Microsoft is bringing Google Assistant support to the Xbox One. It's not going to specifically like take commands from the Xbox, but if you have your phone or like a
Google Mini,
Google Mini or Google Chrome speaker, you'll be able to ask it to turn the Xbox on or launch Netflix or something.
That's awesome.
And that's going into beta here really soon, it looks like. So as people will start being able to test it a little bit. I think it'd be cool if it operated like a Chromecast as well, to where I could just, wherever I am, beam Netflix or whatever to my TV that way.
Cool.
Because like I have 2 TVs and I have the Chromecast hooked up to one and the Xbox to the other. If I could control both with my phone, that'd be amazing.
Can't you already cast to your Xbox through your phone?
Sort of. It is really finicky and doesn't always work. So sometimes it pops up and it's like, cast it to the Xbox. And sometimes even if the Xbox is on, it's like, nah, fam, we're not going to do that today.
I've been having troubles with Roku doing that too.
It's weird. And my Chromecast has never had an issue. Unless the internet's bad or the power's out.
Yeah.
But other than that, it works great.
Dude, I have 2 Chromecasts. I got upstairs, downstairs.
See, I want to get one for the other TV, but I have the Xbox. And so everything I just do is on that. But I'd love to be able to control it from my phone. Like the Xbox has the Xbox app on the phone. And it's awful. It hardly ever works. Like, even if my Xbox is in standby mode, I can't turn it on half the time with the app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
I enjoy Sony's app. I don't like that they separate it into 3 separate apps.
They do?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But, like, within each app, you can go to another app just by clicking a button within that app. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm in the original, like, PlayStation app, I can click my messages and then it opens that app and it's pretty quick. I don't know. I don't know why the hell they did that.
I will say I do have 2 Xbox apps on my phone. One of them is to like control the Xbox. The other one is the Game Pass app. So there is that, but I don't
Can
know.
you send messages on your phone?
Yeah.
To your okay.
I can send messages. I can half the time power on the console using it. It has a remote function, so you can swipe and
Can
hit
you
A
use
and
your
select and
phone
stuff.
as a controller on that one?
Well, sort of. The layout is awful. Like, there's no way you could play a game, but you could, like, explore Netflix or YouTube or something. And the one thing that I find weird is, like, half the time the keyboard pops up to type stuff in, and half the time it doesn't. And I don't know what causes it to, but, like, if I'm searching for something, it's really nice when the keyboard pops up on my phone.
Oh,
then
yeah.
I can just type away, but sometimes it just doesn't want to work like that. It's very strange.
Those apps, man. They don't really give a shit about their apps, so it's not
Well,
their first
I
priority.
hope that'll change because it's nice being able to use your phone.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, did you see Sony and Microsoft are talking about the new consoles and how they'll be carbon neutral and they're reducing the standby power output and stuff like that.
I have not heard about that.
So Xbox is going to be completely carbon neutral, meaning as much carbon. It's something like it's using recycled materials, and what it recycles and what it produces is neutral. So it's not producing more whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Help the environment, basically. And then Sony said that like the PlayStation 5 in standby mode will only run like half a watt of power.
That's pretty crazy.
Which I know standby mode draws a lot more in these current consoles, and so that's going to be a huge upgrade for it.
Yeah, I agree.
So it'll be kind of interesting.
Standby mode.
There's so much environmental talk going on right now. It's kind of crazy, which is good because we definitely need it. And I don't know if it's because there's things coming up or if it's just because the election's right around the corner. And so, of course, environment is always a big talking point in that.
I think it is our generation and the generation after us that are going to be the ones to help the environment.
I do too. Our first, like, hipster president.
You talking about Bernie?
No, I was just saying when we get to the age of hipsters, when they're old enough to run for president, that's when we'll start having environmental change.
Yeah, true. Well,
so last week we talked about Apple's arcade pass, where you pay $5 a month, and currently they have 50 games on it, and they'll be rolling out more. Very similar to Xbox Game Pass. Google turned around and decided that they're launching their own. And I haven't heard anything about this beforehand, but they're just like, it's out, surprise.
First year is $199 a month.
Yep, and then after that it'll be the $499. But look at the number of games.
Wow, that's a lot.
251.
I actually might do that.
I might too.
It's only
looking at some of the games. There's some high-end games like Stardew Valley on the phone is included in it, and Terraria was included, and what was the other one I was looking at? I don't know. I don't have it pulled up anymore. Just kidding. I was gonna look, but there's some high-end games that I was seeing that seemed pretty cool. Yeah, definitely not the caliber that Apple is bringing out, I don't think. But for the Android side of things, it seems interesting.
Well, it's only $199 a month
For the first year. Yeah, that's enough to incentivize me to want to try it out.
I mean, I can just do it for 1 year and be like, all right, played all those games.
Yeah. Peace.
I got just enough days to finish every game. Or play every game.
Like, I think Stardew Valley is like $12.99 by itself.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, you're basically paying for that one game if that was the only game that you'd play.
Through the year.
Yeah.
For a whole year, basically.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty nice.
I find it interesting. I'm really curious what's going to happen when Sony comes out with this or Steam comes out with this or something. Everything's changing. We're going to be streaming video games in a couple months.
Yep. We'll see how it turns
paying
out.
Subscription services.
I'll pay a subscription if it's worth it, though.
Yeah, I would too. But I mean, like, think about it. If you pay for Netflix, you have Netflix. Say you have Hulu as well, Spotify. There's going to be the Disney Plus coming out in November. Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Gold, PlayStation Now, PlayStation Plus, Nintendo Switch Online, Google Play or Apple Arcade. Like, they're little charges, but we're almost getting to the point where we're paying the same amount as you would if you just bought cable or something.
I bet some of them team up and do bundles.
Yeah, I do too. Like, Disney owns the majority of Hulu, and they also have a good partnership with Spotify. And like Hulu and Spotify have a bundle, I would not be shocked if Hulu, Spotify, and Disney Plus get a bundle.
Yeah.
which would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Don't count on Disney and Sony getting a bundle.
Oh, don't count on Disney partnering with many other people for the moment. Anyway, that's the end of the news for right now. And if there's anything else you'll hear from future Kickler now. Thanks, guys. Yeah, there's a little bit of new things that seem to pop up this week. Minecon 2019 happened, and for those interested in Minecraft, just a few things. I'll recap it real quick. The winning biome that will be updated next is going to be the mountain biome. It'll include some goats, some different type of snow, and the world generation for mountains is going to be slightly different. They said that the other two that you could vote for will also be updated eventually, being the swamp and the badlands, but that'll come at a later date. Minecraft Dungeons received a brand new cinematic trailer, which looks pretty cool. Kind of introduces the story and the main villain a little bit more. They also announced that Minecraft Festival will be happening on September 25th to September 27th of 2020 in Orlando, Florida. This will be Minecon Live, basically, as opposed to a live stream. A new board game also got announced. That is Minecraft Builders and Biomes, that will be going on sale before Christmas, and it looks pretty interesting. They also talked a little bit about the update that is adding bees. They will be adding a new honey block that seems to act very similarly to Slime Box, as opposed to kind of bouncing you. They cause you to stick to them, however. And they talked about the next update, which will be the Nether update. They'll be adding new biomes and blocks, enemies, and stuff like that to the Nether. They will also be adding a target block, so you can shoot it with a arrow, and it will kind of send out a redstone signal, I guess, and the closer to the bullseye, the stronger the signal will be. And that's kind of it for Minecon. There will be a 24-hour Pokemon Sword and Shield live stream happening on October 4th. They are keeping it very secretive as to what will be revealed, but I am hopeful that it's a lot of what Pokemon are actually going to be in the game, and maybe some new ones, and hopefully the evolutions of the starters. That would be neat. And finally, the last thing that I think is important to talk about is Apex Legends announced their Season 3, which looks super cool. It has actually got me back into Apex Legends, got me super hyped for it. They'll be adding a new legend. His name is Crypto. He has a drone, and not really quite sure anything else. The drone looks mostly for surveillance and be able to kind of fly around and identify people. Of course, with Season 3 will come an all-new battle pass. There is a new weapon called the Charge Rifle. And there is a whole new map called Meltdown. And it looks super cool. It's got a bunch of fire, a bunch of ice, lava. Looks like the environment will play a little bit more of an important role in this season. And yeah, it just looks super cool. Check out the cinematic trailer if you haven't. And we will catch you later. Is he gone?
I think he's gone.
You think he's gone? You think he stopped talking now?
I don't know. Where'd you go? Spooky.
I don't hear him anymore. All right, Archer, what have you been playing this week? Let the people know.
Well,
we need to know what you've been playing.
Oh, okay. I don't think I told you guys. On podcast, I told you. Monster Hunter Iceborne. I got that. It's pretty sweet.
You told me that you got it. You have not said anything else about it.
It's pretty cool. It adds a whole new map. And it's basically a new... it's a new area of the map, and you move over there to investigate the... what's the word I'm looking for? The Legiana monster is acting weird and goes over to that island. Over to that land formation, and that's what you're investigating. And they added a master rank, so that came with master rank armor and weapons and all that, so it's pretty cool. I'm pretty new on it still. My buddies are deep into it, have some badass armor and stuff, so.
Have you played the whole base game of Monster Hunter World?
Yes.
Okay. Is this, like, does it seem better, equal to, worse?
I actually think it's more challenging, so it's better. And, I mean, when you're getting new armor, it's always better. You know what I mean? Like, all the upgrades are better. And I actually really enjoy the look of all the monsters. And the look of the new armor looks really sweet.
Do you play this with friends or alone?
I play it with mostly friends.
Have you played it alone?
A little bit, not very much.
And how was that experience?
It's hard.
Really?
When you're trying to fight a higher rank monster by yourself, it's a pain in the ass.
See, I want to try Monster Hunter, and it's on Game Pass, but because it seems like my type of game. Like, I love Skyrim, I love, like, the medieval fantasy, and I love Destiny, which is, I feel like, a similar kind of online game.
Around, yeah.
But I don't have anybody that would play it with me.
If you do play alone, there's, like, you can fire SOS if you need help, and there'll be a bunch of people in that lobby. And they can just, it'll just say, this person fired a SOS. Like, all right. And they goes and they help you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it's not like you load into your own instance and fight the boss and leave?
You can.
Okay.
But you can join public matches as well.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Which is actually really nice, because most of the time you can have up to 4 people fighting a monster, I believe. And most of the time when you fire that SOS, you'll get 4 people.
That's nice.
Yeah. Well, you'll get 4 people total.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I think everybody gotcha.
Okay, sorry. Making sure. They were like, he said 4, and there's only 4 here. We need 5.
Been playing anything else? I know it's a little earlier in the week.
Yeah. I've been super busy this week. I played a little bit of Rainbow. And I haven't played Hollow Knight this week. I haven't had time.
I'm shaking my head in disappointment.
If it was slow in the mornings at work, I'd just play it there, but I've brought it with me numerous times, but haven't been able to play it.
Did you get your own Switch yet, or are you just still in JC's?
I'm still in JC's. There's never been a moment where... No, there's never... Until there's a moment where, like, I'm trying to play it and she's trying to play it at the same time. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
I
never
was
been that
looking
moment.
at those Switch lights.
Dude, they look cool.
I want one so bad.
I want the teal one.
I want the gray one. All right. Side note for a second, guys. We're going to go to D-Brand real quick.
Oh, dude, they're only $200.
So D-Brand does skins. They're, I've got it on the back of my phone.
Oh, okay.
Really high quality vinyl skins. They have this limited edition robot skin. And it looks so cool. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the Switch Lite real quick. Guys, go to dband.com and tap their limited edition. It is ending in like 4 days or something like that. So they're really limiting it. And Nintendo Switch Lite. Look at that. Look how sick that is.
Oh, dang.
It's just this like comic book art style print in all black and white.
That's
it is
really
so
sweet.
cool. And if you did that and like eliminated the bezel on the screen, I think it would look so cool in that gray color. So let's see. Today is Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By the time this episode goes out, there will be only 3 days left to order the skin. So if you're out there and need a skin for your phone, your AirPods, your computer, your Switch Lite, whatever, hop onto D-Brand and take a look at this. Like, it's an awesome skin.
Oh, yeah.
Have I told you about
really
D-Brand's social media account?
Uh-uh.
Okay. They are my favorite account to follow because they roast people like no other.
Is it like Wendy's Twitter?
Yeah, but almost worse.
Oh.
Like they make fun of Apple for the fact that the iPhone 11, its camera setup looks like one of those electronic stovetops. So they've been making fun of them. They just wrote this on a sticky note to a customer and sent that to him. And
fuck you.
They post stuff like, if you dislike and you're angry, just unsubscribe. You're fat, our skins aren't, buy some inspiration. They were doing a giveaway with MKBHD, and they said follow MKBHD and D-Bread for an astronomically high chance of not winning a Galaxy Fold. And like, if you ask them to just like draw something, they'll draw something on a sticky note and send it to you. It's so funny. I love just scrolling through their comments because they'll respond to people and just be like, "You're ugly," or like, "At least our products don't disappoint like you've disappointed your parents." It's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, side note. Anything else you're playing? Or is that it?
That's basically it.
Very
It's been
nice.
a slow week.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to play Far Cry. Sad day.
Or
Horizon New Dawn.
yeah.
That game's hard as fuck.
I want to steal your PlayStation and play that game when you're done.
Do it.
Okay.
Dude, you can go get it this weekend.
But I have 2 other games to play.
If you're just like doing nothing, be like, I'm gonna go over to Archer's house and play New Dawn.
All right. I might do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I did play a little bit of Control. I got stuck on this one boss for like a few days, and it took me a while. I only play for like half an hour in the morning, and so I like hop on and try and fight the boss and die 2 or 3 times and turn it off. Finally got past it, picked up the shield ability, which seems to make things a little easier. And other than that, I'm still really enjoying it. I did not get very far this week, so I don't have a lot to say. The other game, like we talked about, what do you think it is?
Link's Awakening?
Yes. I have been playing the crap out of that. And it's a fantastic game. Everybody has been talking about how like they shouldn't charge $60 for that game. It should be a $40 game. Like they put a lot of work into it, and it shows. And it's not a short game. I've been playing it for like a week and still going. So the objective of the game is to collect 8 instruments, I guess, to be able to wake up the windfish that's sleeping in a giant egg or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know entirely what that entails, but basically you have to beat 8 dungeons. At the end of every dungeon, you get an instrument. I have 5 of the 8 so far. So you can kind of gauge. I play that quite a bit. I play that in the evenings before bed and at lunch at work and stuff. So
it sounds like it's the same length as the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Yeah.
It took me like a week and a few days.
And I mean, they've hidden a lot of things that you can explore and try and find. Like, I'm sure I could have powered through the 8 dungeons by now if that's all I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Most people will probably do that. They won't explore the whole game.
Yeah, and I've been exploring quite a bit. There's like 50 hidden seashells that you can find, and so I'm trying to find those. And if you try and get all the heart power-ups and stuff, there's like 32 of those you need to find. So there's enough stuff that it's keeping me busy, but I'm really enjoying it. I do notice the frame rate drops quite a bit, especially when you go from an interior and load the exterior. It'll kind of slow down a little bit. And like if you're passing through one side that has a lot of enemies to another side that has a lot of enemies, you'll notice some frame drops.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was saying online that the way Nintendo has set this game up, that it typically runs at 60 frames per second, But if it needs to drop frames, it drops all the way down to 32 frames per second, as opposed to going from 60 to like 50 or kind of varying. So I think that makes it a lot more noticeable, but it's like real quick and you snap right back in. So I kind of think that's why they did it. So you cut down real quick so that you can hop back up in just a few seconds.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe they'll send out a patch. Not that I think it needs it, but maybe they'll fix and finalize the rest of that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's a great game. Go out and buy it.
I've never played a Zelda game.
This is a good one to start with.
Is it?
Yeah.
You don't have to go numerical order?
No, they're all different. And this one's really different. Like, this doesn't have the typical Zelda story where you need to get the Master Sword and defeat Ganon or whatever. This is completely independent. Zelda's not even in the game.
Oh, it's just Link.
Just Link, and he's on this... He got shipwrecked on this island, so he's trying to get off and go back home.
Okay.
That's kind of the story of it. And it's not like a big open world exploring game. It's more yes, it's an open world. You can go anywhere and do anything. But to access certain parts of the world, you need to get certain power-ups to be able to do it. And it's very like, follow this path, you'll hit the dungeon, do the dungeon, you get a power-up which unlocks the path to get to the next one, and so on and so forth.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit more... It's kind of easy. So I guess there's a secret ending if you beat the game without dying.
Damn.
And I thought I was going to be able to do it, and then I ended up getting my cheeks slapped a little bit. But I found a, quote, hidden power-up, and it's made the game significantly easier now. So now that I know where that is, if I go back and play the whole game again, which I will, I think I could get through the game without dying pretty easily.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so... Anyway.
That's cool that they have that.
Yeah, and those are the only 2 games I've been playing, really.
I need to play more games. And make more time.
But I'm trying to slow down playing like 15 games at one time, because I really want to narrow down and start beating some of these games, because like my backlog on my Switch is like 40 games deep at this point. Because every time there's a sell, I pick up a game or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
Dude, when Switch games are still $60 a pop, when there's a sale, you got to pick one up.
Oh yeah. Or like just like the indie games will go like 50 to 75% off sometimes. And some of those games are fantastic, so I'll snag a few of those. So I've got a crap ton of games on the Switch I need to play.
Yeah. I'm super excited for this upcoming thing we're about to talk about.
I am too. This week, we are going to, very much like our Nintendo Direct wrap-up, we are going to talk about the Sony State of Play and the Inside Xbox events that happened this week.
We were inside of an Xbox this week.
Yes, we were. I fixed the electronics on the side, and we turned to Archer's Xbox that he found to see if we could fix it. We deep cleaned it, and we maybe have an idea of how to finish fixing it.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll let you know. I do have it all back together, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, so it's ready to go.
What do we do now? What's our next step?
Take it to your house, plug it into the internet, and see if we can force an update.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think.
But it's running.
Are we still in the return policy for that cord?
Yeah, we should be.
Cool. I'm sure it'll be easy to sell.
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, Sony State of Play.
Yes, both of these happened in the same day, which I found kind of interesting. And I remember hearing about the State of Play first, and then Xbox's Inside Xbox. But anyway.
So basically, Sony State of Play is a video program showcasing the latest updates, announcements, and trailers for the world of PlayStation.
Yeah.
So they showed I'm not going to go in order from how they showed it, because That's no fun.
You like to bounce around?
Yeah. They showed the trailer for The Last of Us Part 2.
So, I don't own a PlayStation. I never have. And so, I understand The Last of Us is a big game. I did not understand this trailer, really.
Okay.
And I watched the state of play with somebody reacting to it.
Oh, okay.
Thinking like, all right, maybe they'll give me the vibe of what to be hyped for and what not to be hyped for. And they're like, hey, it's The Last of Us. Oh, hey, look at that old guy.
Wow.
And I'm like...
That's a great reaction.
I felt... well, like in other games, they're like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. And in this one, they're just like, meh.
No.
So explain this to me.
Reaction.
Okay.
I haven't played The Last of Us, but I've watched it. And I'm going to play it. Because it's amazing. They should have made a movie.
And
like,
it's
that's
free
how good it
next
is.
month.
Yeah, so that's what I'm so
nudge,
excited
nudge.
about. Dude, I'm going to drop everything, dude. I'm playing that.
All right.
But the reason... So, the main character, the girl in that trailer, is the little girl in the first one.
Okay.
And I believe she's immune to the disease, so
she's also a lesbian.
She's also a lesbian.
Which...
damn.
Anyway.
But, the old guy that shows up is the dude that was with her in the first one.
Didn't he die?
I don't think so. It was the same dude, I'm pretty sure.
I thought he died in the end.
I don't think so. That's why I remember, like, oh shit. It's
Maybe?
that dude.
I don't know.
He looked like the same dude to me.
Yeah. I think that's who it is, and that's what everybody's talking about. But I kept seeing comments, and it drove me nuts. Back to the she's a lesbian thing. All the comments in the feed were like, they forced the LGBTQ on this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, just shut up. It's a video game. It's a story. Who cares?
Guys, people are gay.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
And that's fine. But it just
fine.
drives me nuts when everybody's like attacking it. I'm like, okay, if we get the game and it's like really, really awkward, like the developers just did not know how to program like a same sex relationship, then everybody can be like, that was dumb, it was forced, blah blah blah. But I mean, if it comes out and it's a good story, like most high-end video game relationships are, it's gonna be fine. Don't freak out about it,
they're
please.
not gonna be like the whole game. They're like, she's lesbian though. Like, it's not, they're not gonna focus on that. Like, they made it to where everybody can really relate to the story, because in the first one anybody can relate. You know, they're just picking up more crowd with it. That's what I would think.
And plus it's just a story.
It's a story.
Yeah,
it adds more drama to the story.
Exactly.
And that developer's good at making stories. That's one of the best games probably ever made. A lot of Xbox people would love to have that on there.
When you get it, let me know and I'll come over and
I'll switch
watch.
and play
yeah,
that.
We'll watch. We'll flip it around.
It's a fun
I think
game.
that'll be good. But speaking of that, PlayStation Plus said that their free games for October are going to be The Last of Us Remastered and MLB The Show 19.
I'm going to download both those.
I didn't catch this the first time. You did, because you let me know. But that's awesome that they're giving away the first game for free.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
I'm surprised they did MLB The Show 19. Like, that game came out under a year ago.
Yeah.
So
some of these free games are pretty high-end. Xbox, is a little different story. I feel like Xbox's quality has been dipping a little bit, but I think that's because Game Pass is getting such good games and it's such a good deal that you should just do it anyway.
Yep.
But I feel like PlayStation's keeping their quality of games that they're giving away pretty up there from what I've seen anyway.
I missed the story of Modern Warfare. I didn't see that on there.
You didn't?
No, I don't know what the hell I was doing.
Dude, this is a Call of Duty
I know. I seen that on the list and I was like, no, it wasn't.
So they basically just did like a cinematic trailer of the story of Modern Warfare. Focused a lot on Captain Price and everything. It looked really good. There's a whole bunch of drama going on. It's almost the people that I was watching were like, it's basically quoting Modern Warfare, which if it's a reboot, like that's completely understandable. The big thing that came out of this is they announced a exclusive PlayStation game mode for Call of Duty, and they're gonna have that exclusive game mode for a year.
Okay.
So the Xbox and PC community is like super upset with them because typically it's like a map is locked to PlayStation for a year, but it's a whole game mode.
Damn. Well, I don't know how the hell they got Call of Duty to do that, but PlayStation's always got DLC like a week early.
It's Activision. Activision has a partnership or something with Sony because the same thing happened with Destiny.
Okay.
Like Destiny.
Bungie was like, yeah, Xbox gets better shit.
Well, I think with Bungie leaving, they're just going to keep everything coming out at the same time. But originally when Destiny and Destiny 2 came out, PlayStation had like an exclusive strike, which is like a mini boss that you run through with 3 people. And they would always have that for a year. And they'd always get the DLC like a week or a month early or something like that.
Oh, Bungie was given PS4 exclusives?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? That's
Bungie
weird.
was partnered with Activision until just recently. So it's just Activision and Sony having a deal. But I mean, last generation with the Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure it was backwards, where Activision had a partnership with Xbox.
Oh.
So they seem to flip-flop with whoever's most popular at the time.
I see. Well, they announced a lot of VR games.
Yeah, they did like a quick little montage of a whole bunch of games.
Some of them look like they'd make me sicker and shit, but
the big one was LA Noire by Rockstar.
That was very big.
Which, that's an old game.
It's a detective game.
Yeah, but it's an older game, and those graphics don't look great. And I feel like that would make me super sick.
You said the graphics don't look great?
Yeah.
When you're in so when you're playing the VR, it's still showing on the screen. That makes sense. It's still showing on the TV. It's not like when you put the VR on, it looks completely fucking different.
Really?
It looks way good. It's kind of weird how it works like that. But like I'd play in the VR and look really good, and I'd come out and let someone else play, and it's just not the same. So they can't really make the graphics look like it doesn't do it justice watching a video of it. You have to play it.
All right.
Yeah.
But I mean, fact is, it's an old game. Yeah. It's an older game. So I don't know.
I think they really want to keep that vintage look to it too, though.
Yeah. But I don't know why Rockstar has been porting LA Noire to everything lately. Because like they did it to the Oculus Quest and the Rift and all that for VR. They also did it for the Switch earlier, and now it's coming to PlayStation VR. I don't know why they're focusing on this older game, which when it first came out, I don't remember it being like super crazy popular.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. Maybe they're making a new one and kind of want to get the name out there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. This I was kind of weirded out by. Didn't they start off with this game and they
Civilization.
introduced Humanity.
Oh, was it Humanity? It was weird.
That weird, like hundreds of people walking.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand what that game is.
I don't either.
So it comes out and it's like Humanity, and then like 2 seconds later they're killing everybody,
and it's just everywhere. Like it's not focused on. I don't know. That was whack.
It was weird, and I don't understand. It looks really interesting, but like At one point, it's just one line of people walking. At the other point, it's two lines of people walking towards each other, and then they're punching and fighting and shooting guns at each other. It looked like, it reminded me of like that scene in World War Z where all the zombies are climbing over the walls. That's what it reminded me of, because it was just a wave of people.
So many people. Yeah,
it
was like hundreds and hundreds of.
It was weird. I don't fully understand that.
Me neither.
But and then they did that huge montage of just VR games. None of those really stood out to me. Did any stand out to you?
There was a couple more. Oh, what the fuck was that? There was another game coming on there. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was it L.A. Lenore that was like showing him shoot the revolver?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never. That's what stood out to me.
Oh, okay. The other thing, the one thing that I was super excited about was the...
Sorry.
Archer has an epiphany. I see the light bulb.
One stood out to me. The medieval fighting game.
Oh,
that one would look sick as fuck.
The limited edition Death Stranding PS4 Pro bundle. That looked super cool.
Oh, yeah.
That white PlayStation with the handprints. But what I really want is that clear orange controller.
Yeah,
that was sick.
That was sick. You gonna get it, man?
I've been debating about getting a PlayStation for a long time. And I've always wanted to get like a limited edition console. But I'm also always the guy that's like, I want the new thing now when it first comes out. So I never end up buying like the limited edition Xbox, because I'm always an Xbox fan. I might consider this limited edition PlayStation because I think it's super
That controller's badass.
Yeah, that's mostly what I want it for.
I think mine's limited edition.
The Call of Duty one? Yeah,
it's all camoed out.
Is yours a Pro? Or is yours a Slim?
I think it's just... I have no idea.
Really?
I really don't.
I mean, at this point, if I get a PlayStation, it's going to have to be a Pro, just so that I can kind of keep up with some of the games. But I mean, there's such a back catalog that I'd be able to play. I don't know when I'd have time for it, but I think this is the one that I'd get.
I think mine's a Slim, because I only paid $3.
Yeah, and I think this one's $399. But it's the limited edition Pro plus the controller.
Probably in the game too. Yeah, the game will come with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check if mine's a Pro or not. I'm not sure.
You're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a Slim though.
Yeah, so I pulled it up real quick. It is a PS4 1TB Pro console. Comes with the console itself, obviously, the orange clear controller, and a physical disc of Death Stranding.
Hell yeah.
So
the PlayStation looks badass. The controller looks badass.
It's such a good combination. It looks freaking awesome. I like it a lot.
Let's see if mine's a Pro. I'm looking it up. I'm pretty sure it's not.
While he's looking at that, there is a Medieval PS4 demo launch. Medieval was that weird, like, cartoony skeleton game. This is a remaster of an old, like, PlayStation 2 game, I believe. And I don't know much past that, but I know a bunch of people are excited. The next thing was a really cool trailer for Civilization 6. And I didn't know this was not on consoles, because it's on the Switch already.
Yeah, I didn't know it was not on consoles.
But they announced it for the PS4, and later they confirmed it for Xbox as well, releasing on November 22nd. But everybody says Civilization's an amazing real-time strategy game.
I don't know if I can get into it.
I definitely think I could. And I've debated about getting it for the Switch. I don't know. Everybody says it runs pretty good on the Switch, so I'm sure it's going to run fine on Xbox and PlayStation, but I can't decide if now, while I'm looking into it, should I get it for the Switch where it's portable, or do I get it for the Xbox, where the graphics are going to be a little better. I can't quite decide. It's
I'd choose the
definitely a
Switch.
game I want, though.
I think I'd go with the Switch on that one.
You think?
Mm.
I know some of those matches are like I was seeing like a guy's been playing the same match for like 4 years or something like that. Like, I guess these matches could take forever.
Yeah, I don't know shit about that game, so
I don't either.
that
I've
blows
never
my
played.
mind.
A lot of people are like, Civilization's one of the greatest game like IPs that have ever existed. And I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give it a shot, dabble in it.
Well, damn. Oh, Stardust Odyssey. I think that was the medieval game. Was it not?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Gorn Battles was the
Oh.
medieval one with the big fat guys. The naked fat guys. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know that's a pretty popular VR game that a lot of people really like.
Let's see what this game is. I came up with a song. What is that? I don't remember what this one was. Oh, okay. This is the. I think you're flying around in this one. Yeah, it's sci-fi. That'll probably make you super sick if you get sick on VR.
Well, I've never done VR, but I've never gotten like motion sick or anything really.
It's so hard to explain. I'm not gonna try to explain it, man.
Anyway, that's about it for PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They
a few
didn't-
other little games here, but nothing super crazy.
Yeah. The big announcement was definitely the new PlayStation Pro.
And the
Limited
Last of
edition.
Us Part 2.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Inside Xbox first, and then we'll kind of give overall impressions. And since I'm an Xbox fan, I'll take it away for this part.
Do it.
The first thing to take note of is they announced that Project xCloud is going to be going into, not open beta, but selective beta. So head on over to xbox.com. I think it's just /xCloud. And you can pre-register as long as you have an Android phone. You need a Bluetooth Xbox controller, and you need to provide like what cell phone provider you have, and you get entered in, and they'll start sending out beta keys. They're going to be launching with Halo 5 Guardians, Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, and Killer Instinct to be able to test out the xCloud thing. So I really hope I get in. I registered that same day. But sorry, you iPhone users, you can't do it quite yet.
Just upgrade already.
Yeah.
We just lost so many followers.
Everybody's like, unsubscribe from them. Did you sign up for it yet?
The xCloud?
Yeah.
I did not.
You should. You don't have to have Xbox Gold or anything like that, so you can just hop on and sign up, and you have an Android phone, so
That's
you
true.
can. So you should sign up. That way, one of us maybe has a chance of getting in and trying it out. I don't know how they'll be selecting, because we live in not a smaller part of the country, but definitely not a big city.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we'll be one of the last cities to be picked or what, but the idea is I would think that they want to get people like us in smaller places to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've got pretty good Wi-Fi here, so
Yeah.
I don't know. They were talking about streaming it over like your data plan on your phone, which I feel like is going to be like insanely expensive.
Streaming it over your data plan?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, like, you know how you can connect to Wi-Fi and search the internet, or turn off your Wi-Fi and run off your cellular plan?
So if you have a certain amount of data you can use, they're going to use that.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's going to use, but they were talking about that like it's nothing. I'm like, a lot of people are on like limited data on their phones, so like I think we need to get a better idea of how much that's going to eat up, because I feel like that's going to be quite a bit.
I remember being on the limited data thing, and I was really good about not hitting my max, you know? But now that I'm not, dude, I use like 15, 20 gigs a month.
Oh, yeah. It's super
I don't
easy
ever
to
connect
do that.
internet.
because I was the same way. I'd use like 0.3 gigs or whatever. And now if it's like I'm watching a YouTube video and it has to buffer at all, I just flip Wi-Fi off and start watching.
Well, you get a good provider, then your phone's quicker than Wi-Fi sometimes.
Oh, yeah. They talked about Atlas a little bit. That is the pirate MMO. Everybody knows how super stoked I am for anything pirate related, especially if it has naval combat. Oh, that's my shit right there.
That looked like that's all it was.
That was sarcasm. For the slower people that listen to our show, that was sarcasm. That means I do not like that type of game. But the people that are making it seem really passionate about it. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe they said it's going to be like a free-to-play game.
I don't remember. They were talking about it for so goddamn long.
Yeah, they were. I kind of toned out
I did too.
Bit.
I was like...
They're doing new hardware bundles that are include Forza plus the Lego expansion DLC that just came out. Children of Morta, which I was not super impressed by. Were you?
No, not really. I'm surprised they announced this one.
Yeah, well, it's coming out real soon. It's coming out on October 15th. And they confirmed that it's coming to all like platforms. So
I think it's out now. Oh yeah, out now on PC.
Yeah.
And then this coming month on the 15th it'll be out for the Xbox and PS4.
Yeah, and if people aren't familiar with what this is, it's a 2D like pixel art style game where you're controlling one of 8 family members, I believe, and each family member plays differently. So one's like a mage, one's a warrior, one's a I think they were talking about like a necromancer or something. So it seems kind of interesting, but not like anything super amazing. It was just kind of a weird game that they spent quite a bit of time on again.
Yep.
But
the one I was most excited well, if I had the Xbox running, the one that stood out to me the most on this was the Ghost Recon Breaking Point.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be on PlayStation too. But, so talk about that a little bit. I know they had that actor. What's his name?
Oh, shit. He played Shane on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and
that
the Punisher, that guy. They had him talking about the game a little bit.
He's like the main character in the game.
He's the main bad guy.
Main bad guy.
Yeah.
They use his face and everything.
Yeah.
Voice, face. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to do it.
It's... like I said, I have not been hearing super fantastic things about this game from people that have played it. And it's kind of got me worried. But on the other hand, all the stuff that they keep coming out with, I'm like, that seems interesting. That seems kind of cool. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll implement it well enough to be a good successor to the other game. Because a lot of people shit on the other game when it first came out. Like, they were just like, it's an okay game. It just doesn't have a lot of depth or anything.
Yeah, I believe Ghost Recon's Ubisoft, right?
Yes.
See, Ubisoft just keeps getting better and better. Like
that is true, yeah. And they have proven to learn from the previous game and improve on the next one. They also have a really good track record of keeping up with the game after it releases.
Yep.
So,
I mean, like we talked about, Rainbow Six and For Honor still super big games, but they were 2015 releases.
Oh yeah,
2016.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to kind of watch where this goes. There's a beta happening now once this episode releases. So it's happening now. So you can hop on and try that out. And the full game releases October 4th, which is next week. Right? Is that the release date?
Is it next week? Is it coming up that quick?
That's crazy. Ghost Recon.
That is next week.
Holy
on a
crap.
Friday. Friday. Ace Combat 7. New DLC coming out. Dang, that came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, it came out Thursday.
The Ace Combat game looks really good. It's got like super high-end graphics and everything.
Yeah, it came out Wednesday.
Yeah.
My bad. That game came out not too long ago. Can't believe they already have a DLC.
February, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's been a good, like, 7 months or so.
Yeah, I guess that's probably about time then.
Yeah. They did a real big, in-depth talk with the Outer Worlds, which I thought was cool, because I'm super excited about this game. They talked about how there's going to be, like, a ton of different ways to be able to play the game, and you'll really be able to pick and play as your own character. They were showing off some of the guns, like there's a shrink ray gun, and they were talking about a molecular manipulator ray.
Yeah, What separates this game from No Man's Sky?
Story, NPCs, stuff like that. So No Man's Sky is a real open galaxy, fly anywhere, do anything. You're pretty much the only person you'll ever run into. There's not really many quests. There's a bunch of like, build this, do that, explore a star, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And you can mine and break down pretty much any part of the world to get resources to be able to build stuff. In this game, it's more like Fallout.
Okay.
So
There's
it's
a story to follow.
It's story driven. It's going to be semi-open world with story linear aspects to it. You'll be able to play with guns or melee. Like No Man's Sky, there's hardly any combat. There's going to be obviously quite a bit in this game, and NPCs and missions and choices and stuff like that. But
Sweet.
I'm super excited. That's going to come to Game Pass on October 25th.
Coming up quick.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. They had a couple smaller games that they kind of talked about. They talked quite a bit about After Party. It's like a 2D conversation-driven game. That's the one where you're trying to outdrink the devil.
You know, that game actually looked pretty sick.
It looks interesting. And I can't remember if this was in the actual event or if this was after. But they talked about how... So you're going to walk into a different part of the game to a different bar. That bar is going to offer you like 4 or 5 different drinks. And depending on what drink you take depends on how your character is going to act until his next drink. So like if you want to talk like a cowboy, you can take this drink and you're going to talk like a cowboy. If you want to be a total douchebag, you can drink this drink. If you want to be the nice guy, you can take this drink, and so on and so forth. So it seems interesting. It's really strange. I hope it's not like a super expensive game or it's on Game Pass or something, because it seems super interesting and like something I'd pick up and play for a few hours and just see. I don't know. Kind of an interesting concept. They were talking how it's like a conversation game. So it's not like combat or anything. You're going to be kind of choosing dialogue options to be able to get through the game.
People are into that shit nowadays, man.
Well, I think there's a ton of great games out there that are similar to that, and I don't know. Weird. I don't know exactly how to feel about it.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's kind of my conclusion with it.
And then there was something added on to DayZ already.
Yep, a whole new map, right? Yeah, Livonia.
Livonia?
Yeah, they didn't give it a release date. It's coming soon. This game's been out for a long time. Not on consoles, but on PC, this game has been around for a long time. They also announced some Hitman 2 DLC. kind of like a tropical getaway type of thing. Have you ever played any Hitman games?
Mm-mm.
They're super cool. It's just like, here's your target. You have to assassinate them. You have to figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can kill guys. You can choke them out. You can steal their uniform. You can hide in places. You can kill people in really interesting ways. Like you could walk over and stab them. You could shoot them. You could make them walk over to the wood chipper and you could push them in. You could have the mechanic working on a car and drop the car on them. So it's really intricate the way that they allow you to be able to kill people. It's super cool. It's a really fun game because a lot of times it's super open. It's like, all right, here's your target. And you can walk around, kind of figure out what their pattern is, figure out where they're stopping, and then figure out how to kill them.
Don't get
like
caught.
a lot of them, there's like a way to do it without even the possibility of getting caught. Like you could poison somebody when they go to lunch and it can't get back to you or something. So it's kind of cool that way.
That's dope.
Yeah. But anyway, that kind of wraps up the actual events. So now I kind of want to open it up. We did an episode about the Nintendo Direct, and now we've both watched a State of Play and Inside Xbox. What's your opinion on this style of announcing games and keeping people in the know?
It's not as big as E3 yet. I think they should have stuck more with their exclusives. A couple big titles. Yeah, I don't know.
So I think this is a really good way to announce it. And I don't see events like E3 being super interactive, I guess, with this kind of stuff, where it's nice to be able to get news and announcements all throughout the year and not just
at one
at
point.
E3. Yeah.
I just don't think they advertised it very well.
They didn't.
At all.
And I think this is more or less for, us that really keep in the know and the influencers out there to kind of spread the news. But I mean, it's not like they have to advertise it because they don't have to make money on these, unlike E3, where it's like, we have to get people in the door so that we can turn a profit and make sure that this event was worth it.
Yeah.
And everything. But I like the way that they do these. I think PlayStation especially has a lot to learn in how to do this.
Yeah.
Looking at how it's done, Nintendo has done it the longest, but I also think they have it the most figured out. It's very clean. It's very just boom, 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 boom. Different game. They do their deep dives on some things.
They do the deep dive while the trailer is playing.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it.
And I do too. And I think it's very... Sometimes I feel like the Nintendo Directs are almost too much. Because it's like boom game, boom game, boom game, boom montage of 10 seconds of all these games. And then it's like a deep dive in one of them or something. But the cool thing about Nintendo is almost every time they're like, they have a surprise something. It's like, here's a brand new game that you didn't even know we were making, and it's out right now. Or, oh, what's this weird thing? Oh, holy crap, it's Smash Bros. Now coming out. Or Metroid 4, or Breath of the Wild 2. Like, it's all this super cool stuff. I feel like Sony looked at the Nintendo Direct and copied them almost exactly. Like, did you see their transition screen?
Yeah.
Between games? It looks almost identical to the Nintendo Direct.
The only thing they didn't do, they didn't really talk. They just kind of played the trailer.
Yeah, and that's what was weird. It was like trailer, trailer, trailer. And it was slow, I felt like.
Yeah.
Where, like, looking at Xbox, they showed some gameplay, but they also almost did like interviews and discussions about it.
Yeah. I think Xbox talked too much through it. I think they need to cut it back a little. And I like that they brought in the people that were making the game.
Yeah, that was
was really cool. They should keep doing that, but like if you compare how long each video was. Sony's was 30 minutes. Nintendo's was 20.
15, 20.
Was it 20, 15? Xbox was almost an hour and 10 minutes.
Xbox does theirs almost as like a talk show too, because they have cutting to...
Yeah, and they have the studio.
Yeah, they have cutting to the studio and the people talking about it almost between every single game to introduce the next thing, have a comment, crack a joke, something like that. Where, did we even see a real person in the Sony one at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did either. But for sure, like in the Nintendo Directs, they'll have like every 5th game or something. They'll have somebody come on.
Owner or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they always switch it up. It's always somebody different. Yeah. And they'll hop on and be like, hope you're enjoying it. We're going to now talk about Luigi's Mansion 3. Bam. Here it is.
It's always in Japanese too.
Yep.
And then you got to read the subtitle.
Yep. So, of the 3, who do you think does it the best?
I'm going to have to give it to Nintendo. I
You
like
think?
the way Nintendo does it.
What would you change about Nintendo if you could?
I want to say slim it down. But
You think slim it down even more?
No, don't slim it down, but like, I don't know. They maybe not add more to it, but don't put the weird games in it. Like, they just put in a bunch of random games that didn't look very fun to play.
Yeah. I think they do that to be like, because for a
they
while
do it
they
for
were
anticipation. I
yeah, for a while they were being like, Nintendo has over 1,000 games to play on the Switch or something like that. So I think that's kind of why they do it, but they also do it to show support to the indie developers, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that they support the indie developers, but fucking pick the ones that are doing all right.
That's
pick
true.
the ones that are making good games. Don't show me games that aren't going to be nothing.
Yeah. I don't know, because I've watched a ton of Nintendo Directs. I don't think I've ever left a Nintendo Direct being like, there was nothing in it for me. I wasn't fascinated by everything, but I feel like there was at least something for me to be excited about. Where like, watching the Sony one, my most excited thing was the new PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't super crazy impressed with anything else.
Yeah. I mean, The Last of Us is really big.
I guess that would be different if I actually played PlayStation. But looking at it from somebody who doesn't own a PlayStation, the biggest announcement I felt like was this new bundle that now has me interested in buying a PlayStation. But then again, I wasn't super thrilled about anything on Xbox except for The Outer Worlds, which is a game that I'm just super excited for in general. Now,
they've announced all the big games that are coming out already.
Yeah,
like, they should have just waited till next year to release their first episodes like that.
Yeah, I think it's good to keep everybody kind of in the know.
Yeah,
but I think it's also like they should learn from Nintendo and save something that's a surprise. Start working on something that's kind of a shocker.
Yeah.
That would be a lot more interesting, because it's nice when Nintendo's like, oh, by the way, one more thing, and then it's always something huge that gets everybody hyped.
Yeah.
But
I agree. They should do the same. They probably don't want to copy the whole thing, but
yeah. This was my first State of Play. I've never watched the PlayStation one, because I don't own a PlayStation, so I don't typically watch those right when they come out. I'll read about them later. But I have watched Inside Xbox before, and I watch almost every Nintendo Direct that I can. But I definitely think Nintendo has it figured out. I feel like Sony basically went, oh yeah, we could do a Nintendo Direct, and copied it, and it's not nearly as good. The nice thing about Xbox, it's not as good as the Nintendo Direct, but it's kind of their own thing. It's completely different from the other ones, which is nice.
Yeah. Did you see that thing I tagged you in on Facebook?
No, I did not.
Go ahead and open that bad Oscar up.
Okay. Keep talking for a minute.
Yeah, the Sony kind of just was like, boom, 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 boom. That's it.
Yeah.
Which, like, The Last of Us was big.
Are you talking about the Medal of Honor game announced?
Yeah. Look who's making it.
Respawn. Whoa. All right, so I guess kind of like breaking news. There's a new Medal of Honor game being published by EA and developed by Respawn. So makers of Apex Legends, Titanfall, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's awesome. Episode 2, we talked about Call of Duty and we talked about how Medal of Honor is just dead. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden it's like, ta-da!
Here we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thought you'd like that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'll definitely listen to that. Or keep up with that.
Let's go Respawn.
Yeah.
They're
as long
respawning as they do, Medal of Honor.
As long as they do good with Star Wars, I'm like completely sold on anything those guys make. Honestly.
They do well.
Yeah, they do. Anyway, bringing it back to the discussion topic. Anything else you want to talk about or mention or say about these new ways of announcing games?
They need to advertise better.
Definitely.
Like,
even if it's on like,
if I turn my PlayStation on, if it's a couple hours away, put a countdown on the screen.
Oh yeah,
you guys can do that. And like, you want to watch? Fucking sure. You know?
I think Xbox does a little better because Xbox has Mixer, which is their built-in live streaming service. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of times if I hop on my Xbox when that is going on, it's like, watch the Inside Xbox live now on Mixer. And I'm like, oh, cool. Boop. And I'm there.
Yeah. Or like, even when, if PlayStation just kind of, like, it can tell me when a fucking friend's online, you know? Mm-hmm. This person's online. If it just popped up, state of play is now live. Click here to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think it would.
So,
put a lot more people watching it.
Nintendo doesn't really advertise theirs.
Nintendo users are a different breed, man.
But I wonder if that's kind of what Sony and Microsoft want, is just kind of this word of mouth spreading type of thing. Like, did you even know these were happening this week?
Dude, I didn't even know about Nintendo Directs when you first told me.
But did you know the State of Play and the Inside Xbox were happening?
I didn't even know they did them.
Yeah, so I messaged Archer and I was like, hey, these are happening right now. And I didn't know they were happening beforehand, but I was like, I noticed that they were going on right then. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of planned talking about those real quick, but
we actually had a different episode planned this week.
We did. Yes, we did. That'll be next week. It'll be super exciting. But yeah, definitely advertising a little bit more. I think Sony needs to stop copying Nintendo and kind of figure out their own thing. Mm-hmm. If Xbox wants to keep their unique twist on it, that's fine because it works and I like the interviews with the developers and stuff. But I do agree with you that they kind of need to trim the fat and cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, it was super. Yeah, I just was like, wow, they're fucking talking about this pirate game for so long now.
So they went like, all right, here's these indie games that don't, like, they were exciting, but they weren't like, ooh, a new game. They were just like, meh. And then they're like, don't forget to watch our ID Xbox event happening on the 26th. So they did another like live stream about indie games for the Xbox. Like, I think they should have just moved all of those indie games to put it to that one and then talked about some of the bigger games, or brought in some of the developers for the indie games so that they could talk about it in the Inside Xbox. That would have been more interesting than, here's a trailer about a game, now we're not really going to talk about it, let's move on to the next one.
I think all Sony needs to do to make it better is have someone announce the game, say like just 10 seconds worth of shit, watch the trailer.
They kind of have that. They have the lady announcer that's like, next up is Death Stranding or whatever. And but like I said, it was almost exactly like the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, she would say the name and the release date, and the trailer would play.
Yeah.
Which Nintendo was like, Luigi's Mansion 3. It's a hotel. 3 like every theme's different.
Yeah.
Like they talked through the whole video, but it wasn't too much and it wasn't too little.
Yeah. So maybe just kind of talk about the trailer as it's happening. So maybe they need to make the trailers not so actiony.
Yeah.
And focus a little bit more on gameplay so that somebody could talk. That would be kind of nice.
I'd rather watch a trailer in gameplay view than cinematic.
Yeah, I would too.
Cinematic doesn't show you shit.
Yeah, unless it's like, here's a game that we've been seeing a lot of. Now let's hear about the story. And now they play like a little movie. That I'm fine with. But if it's like announcing a game, I'm like, I don't care about this game until I see what it looks like in game. So that's how
I'm sure they'll like get better at it.
Yeah, they will.
Let's see if Xbox and PlayStation keep doing it.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Like I keep telling you, I think E3 is gonna die out. But
giving out people's information.
Giving out people's information. They are changing it a little bit, it sounds like.
Are they?
Yeah, we were kind of talking about this. They're changing it so that there is going to be a full day dedicated to just press, and then they're going to add 10,000 more tickets to get more people in, and they're going to bring in more celebrities to be playing games and stuff. So
sweet.
We'll see how E3 2020 is, and maybe we'll be there.
Maybe that'd be sweet.
If you want us to go to E3 and you want it to cover us to cover it, don't forget to like, rate, share this podcast. We want to get it into the ears of as many people as possible. Like we announced last time, and like you heard at the top of the show, we do have some merchandise. You can find that on our WordPress site. That is Gameaholicspodcast.wordpress.com. You can read about our episodes. If we start posting more YouTube videos, we'll kind of put a little bit about that. We have a running tally of the beer of the week, so you know what we're drinking. It'll link you right to the website for each beer. We have an easy to fill out contact form, so you can correct us, let us know what you're playing, ask us questions. Shit. Yeah, talk shit on EA if you want, because... and it'll also have a store button that'll link you to our Teespring store, and that is the easiest way to find it. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook is all the same thing. It's Gameaholics Podcast, all one word. Twitter is the only different. That is GameAholicsPod1. We are also doing a giveaway. Don't forget about that. There are 6 total ways to enter that. And how you do that is if you head on over to our Twitter, we have a pinned tweet. And it says follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube, follow our website, and review us on Apple. For each one of those that you do, you will get another entry into the contest. We are giving away an official Gameaholics podcast t-shirt, as well as your choice of either 1 year of Nintendo Switch Online, 3 months of Xbox Game Pass, or 3 months of PlayStation Plus. So you'll get to pick what color, what size, if you want men's or women's in the t-shirt, anything like that. And I've given everybody a week on Instagram, or a week officially listening to the episode of when we announced it. So I think after this goes out, I will actually announce and let our Instagram followers in on how the podcast works. Because how we were cutting off the giveaway is once we hit 100 followers on Instagram, we're cutting it off, and we will draw a name and send out the prizes. If you want to get a hold of us, you can go to our website or email us at gameaholicspodcast@gmail.com. Anything you want to say before we say goodbye to the people?
Email us, people.
Yeah.
email us.
Yeah, let us know. We'd love to do a Q&A community questions
awesome.
episode. I think that'd be a lot of fun. You can message us, you can fill out that contact form, you can DM us on any of our social media, and we'll respond. So don't be afraid to reach out.
It'll be a good time.
We appreciate all the support. Our Instagram has been growing quite a bit, and we're super excited to give away one of our lovely fans some merchandise and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, it'll be great.
Keep on gaming, and thanks for listening.
And I was accidentally on the Wi-Fi at my work, and like all of a sudden we were just silent, and I was like, what the fuck? And I waited like 20 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? And I like opened it up. I'm like, oh, it's not playing. I was about to call you, but like, dude, there's a dead spot.
Oh no, that would have been bad.
I listen to that shit on full volume anyway because it's so loud at my work.
Okay.
So.
Oh my gosh,
I've never seen that ever.
I should have had that on video. That was amazing.
It skipped the TV.
Yeah,
banged off the wall.
No, it hit the TV.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I seen it out of the peripheral.
All right, I'm gonna run her upstairs and then we can start.
Cool. That shit was funny.
Anyway, we'll talk about that in show.
Yeah.